So by now you should have gotten your projects. They should have arrived to you in your Blackboard email. So if you did not get a project, please let me know, and I will go ahead and sign you up with a group. But I think that I got everybody. Um, so your project this week is to go ahead and meet with your client, because I also sent you the name of your client, and I want you to prepare a scoping document. I don't want you to actually start working on the projects yet. All you're going to do at this point is to write up exactly what the project is. So the areas in the scoping document that I would like you to cover are, first, I want you to give me a detailed description of the project that tells me not only what it is that you're creating, but I want you to tell me a little bit of background for the project, as well as the purpose of the project. I also would like then the next category of information to be the audience analysis, and what this is going to do is give me a little bit of information about who the project is for. And importantly in this, if you're doing a training type project, which I believe most of you are, I would like you to tell me what the entry-level skills are. What types of skills do we expect the people to already come in with, if that's important. And also the technical levels of the students. Do we think that they're going to be working with a good internet connection, a bad internet connection? Is that type of thing going to matter? But any information that you think is going to matter about the audience, you need to capture at this point. The next category of information that I would like you to get for me is the deliverables. What are you actually going to give to the client? You're going to give PowerPoint training modules? Are you preparing help PDFs? I don't know. Whatever it is that you work with the client that you're going to actually give to the client, that's your deliverables. And I want you to outlay for me the responsibilities, the responsibility breakdown being your client responsibilities versus your responsibilities, your company responsibilities. Is your client going to be providing content for the training modules or the modules that you're creating, or are you writing the content? Is a client taking creating the photos, or are you taking the photos? That type of thing. I want you to outline everything. Think of exactly what's going to be necessary for the project and where it's coming from. Are you making it, or are they making it? And then I would also like an approximate timeline. Now, since I'm telling you I don't want you to start on this project right now, I want you to start on the project after we actually have it designed, hence the fact this is a project design class. So don't actually start it. When I'm asking for the timeline here, what I'm asking for is just like how many hours you think it's going to take, if you think it's going to take each one of you 20 hours or 40 hours, and then how many weeks you think that's going to spread out. Now we're actually going to get into making schedules and Gantt charts and all those kinds of fun things, but now I kind of want I want to wag on that, a wild guess. Tell me what you think, how long it's going to take. Now, that's what your project is this week, but I want to kind of get on y'all for last week, because a lot of you don't even realize we're coming up right now at noon today. We have a due date for your grants.gov project that was in your week 2, and I don't think, I know I just got an email from Angelica, but I haven't heard from a lot of you on that project where you're supposed to be identifying grant possibilities. You also had a couple projects that were due. Another project, I know there were 2 assignments this week. There was a discussion board, and I'm really not having a lot of participation in there, so I expect a lot more from you guys as far as keeping up. Remember, weekly you will have assignments. You need to be checking at least a few times a week, especially for the discussion board. And discussing the discussion board, I really want you to make it worthwhile for our advisory board members who are participating in our external discussion board. Please continually check that and interact with them, because otherwise they're going to get bored and they won't want to do it anymore, and we can't have that. So keep them entertained, because they're out there doing this job, and you can learn a lot from them. Plus, these are the people that are going to be hiring you in the future. So this is a good time to start raising their awareness of who you are personally. So get out there on the discussion boards. My last comment is, a couple of you were very, very smart. You caught an error that I made on the syllabus quiz about regarding late work. And I think previously on an older syllabus I'd always said that I don't accept any late work. And those of you who had me know that I'm kind of a pansy about that. I do accept it within reason. But the way it works here, and this isn't even really well laid out because the syllabus is written for a face-to-face class, but this is an online class, and so the way that it works is going to be a little bit different. You'll notice whenever I have an assignment, I put a due date, and then a few days later is like the kill date. So you have a window of time that you can turn in a project. So please get your projects in within that window. If you don't get them within that window, then I'll be very grumpy. I may not take them, depending on my mood. Seriously, though, do try to get things in on time. I don't want to take anything late without reason. I don't want to take anything late just because you were a slacker or because you couldn't get with your group or anything like that, because your groups were put together because you had times that you could work together. They were put together out of sheer convenience. And at this point in time, you are far enough along in our program that it should not be an issue. Getting things in and due dates, because that is what is going to be required of you in the professional world, so that is what I want to be required of you in this class. So get stuff in. Besides that, I think that is it. Please check week 3 in your course content. Always be checking the course content folder, by the way, because that's where I put stuff, hence the name content. But I will be putting in there a overview of the scoping project that I want you to turn in, and that is due this week. And I may throw a discussion board content in there, so take a look for that also, and get on the external boards, and I will talk to you